If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.
Chapter 19. Chapter 19, Something I Want to Make Clear.
Dear readers, I'm so sorry for the late update.
I didn't had Wi-Fi connection for 1.5 an hour.
Underscore 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 underscore. In the evening, Mu Liang came sooner than the head butler imagined. After all, it had been 9 months since he went to work. Head butler Leo Perez bowed, seeing his master. "Where is she?" Looking around and not seeing Hua Lan, he questioned his 66-year-old head butler.
"Miss Lan is taking rest and said not to call for her before dinner."
Leo replied respectfully.
"What did she do all day?" Mu Liang gave him some documents.
"She was walking around the mansion with second young master."
Leo took those documents and rearranged them while answering.
Mu Liang nodded and said, "Tell Feng to come to my study within 15 minutes and give this documents to him."
After giving Leo order, he went to his room to get freshen up.
After 15 minutes he went to his studies and found Mu Feng lying on the sofa and reading the documents he was reading.
Mu Liang didn't bother him and let him finish the task.
He sat on his chair, started his LCD computer and began working. 10 minutes later, Mu Feng sat across the sit Mu Liang was sitting and gave him a question look.
"What is it?" Feeling his constant stare, Mu Liang couldn't help but ask. "What? You aren't curious about what me and Sister Lan did today?" Mu Liang stopped typing in the keyboard and looked at his second brother.
"She is your elder sister-in-law. Don't call her disrespectfully."
Mu Liang didn't mention Lan.
He specially mentioned elder. Other than accept, him calling her so intimately made him shudder and he got an unknown feeling.
I can smell something burning." Mu Feng grinned.
Then he described him today's event, about what he and Mu Lan talked about and what they did. In the end he looked dejected. "I'm sorry, brother. I failed you."
Mu Liang didn't anything else.
Inside he once again felt proud of his second brother's performance and he was pleased with his brother's strategy.
Actually, he imagined that Hua Lan would be cautious.
And he was right.
Not only she didn't know them, also she thought that she had some unknown powerful foe. Maybe she didn't want to danger them.
As they were her saviors, she might be wanted to protect them.
He already knew the outcome when he planned it through.
He knew he would dig his own grave.
He signed inwardly.
But he still had chance as long as he was her acting husband. She fell for Mu Feng's trap. It was still a success for a cautious girl like her. Now that she trusted them, he had to make a good use to it.
His grandpa used to say, "Strike the iron while it is hot." Take a week off. I'll handle the office.
Mu Feng deserved a present for his hard work. Mu Feng's first impression was, he's still on the spot. Then screamed hurrah! And started an African dance he learnt when he was young. Then excitedly he left the room. He had to pack his bag after all.
At 8:30 p.m. butler Leo knocked the door of study room. "First young master, the dinner is ready," he said from the door. "Did Lan wake up?" Mu Liang asked while working. "No, master. I was going to call for her after I asked you," Leo said politely. "No need to call her, I'll do that. You go ask Feng instead. And send a servant to help him for backpack," Mu Liang ordered and shut down the computer. Is second master going somewhere? Leo needed to prepare his food and vehicle for tomorrow if he was going for work. For vacation, Mu Liang replied shortly. Butler Leo was stunned. When the last time second master had a vacation? He couldn't remember. For his mistake 9 months ago, first young master put him through a lot. He even got thinner. Maybe he did some good deeds today while showing around Miss Lan the mansion. That was the first thing came into head butler's brain. I'll be going to second master then. He bowed and left without a sound. Second master must be crazy happy right now. A fondling smile was showing on the butler's face. He raised these 3 kids with his own hands all together. Soon Mu Liang strode ahead to Hua Lan's room. Standing for a while in front of her room, he knocked politely. When he got no answer from inside, he gently opened the door. Though the sun went down, there was still light in the sky. And as the windows and the balcony door was opened and thin light filled the room. A soft breeze was making the curtains fly, and Mu Liang saw her sleeping soundly in the bed. Soundlessly he went to her side and gave her a glance. He saw her delicate body was half covered and her bosom was moving up and down. He sat on the bed, beside her, and intensely looked at her as she was at slumber. Then his eyes were fixed at her rose lips. Those lascivious lips looked so inviting that his heart was about to burst. He suddenly had an urge to capture them with his own lips. Slowly he moved his face closer to her, still gazing at her. Their faces were almost touching. Maybe sensing that something wasn't supposed to be in front of her, Hua Lan moved her eyes. Seeing her eyes moving, Mu Liang practically froze, then with electric speed he sat straight. Calming his stormy heart, he called her, "Lan, wake up. Dinner is ready." Hearing his deep voice, she opened her eyes and yawned. Then smiled sweetly and said, "Welcome home." First her smile, then her sweet voice saying welcome home like a lovely wife was greeting her husband. Mu Liang's heart flattered. At that instant he wanted to hug her tight and kiss her senselessly. But that won't do. He clenched his fists and smiled, "I'm home. Go get freshen up and come downstairs. I'll wait for you there." He stood up and tried to walk away as soon possible. But she caught his left hand. Mu Liang froze on the spot. His hand was practically throbbing where she touched. "Woman, I'm trying to control myself here." He gritted his teeth. "Before we go down and have dinner, there's something want to clear," she said straightforwardly. Underscore 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 underscore. I can smell, some people had naughty thoughts, p. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc.,
Please let us know report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.
Chapter 20. Chapter 20, I trust you. Oh. I'm so beat. ZZZZZ. Beloved readers, do you want to know what was today's exam?
It was on romantic poetry, love, love, love. To tell you the truth, when I was working hard for the exam, suddenly plots came to my head.
It was a torture, you know.
So as soon as I came home, I started typing, and after proofreading, I'm about to publish it.
Hope this chapter is what you guys are dreaming for. XD.
Underscore 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 underscore.
Before we go down and have dinner, there's something want to clear,
she said straightforwardly.
Slowly Mu Liang looked at his hand where Hua Lan is touching and then looked at her face.
As he looked at her eyes, he saw how clear those eyes were. Just like the first time he saw in that competition.
Trying to calm down his heartbeat, he softly asked, "What is it you want to talk about? Can you please sit beside me? It is hard to look up. You are 6 foot. She complained.
Mu Liang smiled a bit, then sat beside her on the bed.
Was that your idea when Brother Feng said about marriage? Though Mu Feng told her to call Feng, she couldn't do it. It felt good when calling Liang, but it felt utterly wrong when she imagined calling Feng.
So in front of Mu Liang, she called Brother Feng, not Feng.
Of course not. Though I'm eager, I'm not stupid. Fast relationship lasts short. I want eternal relationship with you. It's for your own security. Don't you think?
He couldn't lie to her, but that doesn't mean he would refuge it either, because he wanted to marry her like right now.
Hua Lan shook her head. But about you? You don't even know me. Why would you trust me or would marry me? I could be marrying you for your money. For a while Mu Liang looked at her eyes. Woman, I'm practically dying to marry you. You want my money? Fine.
Mu Liang looked at the switch beside her bed. He stood up and walked beside her bed. Then he took the switch in his hand and pushed the button. Within 10 seconds, head butler came.
Master. Miss Leo, the head butler, greeted both of them. He was puzzled a bit. Shouldn't they go for dinner? Hua Lan looked also confused. Mu Liang looked at the butler. Then opened his mouth, the keys.
As he said the keys, Leo was overly shocked.
But he didn't let it show in his face and hand over to
Mu Liang the whole household keys one by one. Mu Liang took those keys and wordlessly put them on Hua Lan's hands. Then he looked at her, starting from right now the whole household will be in your care.
Hua Lan was speechless. Head butler Leo was speechless. Hua Lan blinked for some moments, then jumped out of the bed. Are you crazy?
I just lost my memory and both of us don't know how I was in the past.
And you are giving me these whole mansion's keys. Are you for real? She practically screamed. Mu Liang looked innocent. I fully trust you.
And there are also company keys, bank locker keys with password.
Hua Lan.
She suddenly felt her hands heavy.
Really, really heavy.
As she couldn't make him come on the line, she looked at butler Leo.
Can you even sleep after the keys were handed over to me? Don't you think I'll robe you all? Looking at her disbelief eyes, suddenly Butler Leo couldn't help but smile. As long as young master trusts you, I, as the head butler of this household, will work at your command, Miss Lan. Hua Lan couldn't find anything to say. Fine, she screamed inside of her head. She looked at Mu Liang. He was surprised seeing her like she made a decision going for a battle of dancing. Okay. Registry my name tomorrow in Mu family. I'll marry you, but before that give me 6 months. Hua Lan declared. Mu Liang froze. Head butler Leo blinked. Both of them forgot to move. Mu Liang couldn't believe his ears. This girl said no to Feng just in the morning. What made her change the decision now? It wasn't his money or his wealth. Even if she would say that herself, he wouldn't believe her. Then what? Forget it. She wanted to marry him, that's the main point right now. We have to prepare for wedding dress for her. Oh, the guest list, well, Leo could take care of it. As for wedding cake, it had to be Lan's most favorite German chocolate cake. And we have to go to the family house in Italy to meet my grandpa and parents. As Hua Lan waved her the keys in front of him and said, "Hello, anybody home?" Then Mu Liang came out from his thoughts. He looked at her. His sudden bright eyes blinded Hua Lan. Too bright. Then suddenly Mu Liang realized something and frowned. Wait a minute, she said 6 months later. /N, now you paid heed to it. What about 6 months? He asked, unsatisfied. Why not now? I want to go to school, work out, know the people around me, stroll to the city I'm in, and of course I want to know myself better. But if I fall for other guy, I can't marry you. Because I think marriage isn't something you can give pressure. And then I'll work for you lifetime for your kindness to me. Mu Liang growled inwardly, as if. He scoffed. You can fall in love with anyone. There's no objection, and you don't have to pay for anything either. However, his mouth said otherwise. Hua Lan's eyes glittered in happiness. Let's go to dinner. We'll talk about other things while eating. As they walked out the door, she didn't forget to give the keys to butler Leo. Oh. Finally. Peace in my heart. She felt finally relived. Battle of Dongxing was happened in 252 AD at the time of Three Kingdoms period. In this war, Wu defeats Wei. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 21. Chapter 21, Patience is a Virtue. Seeing Mu Liang and Hua Lan entering the dining room, Mu Feng complained, "You two are late. I'm starving here." It was basically Hua Lan's fault, so she quickly apologized. "I'm sorry, brother Feng." Mu Feng didn't correct her, saying, "Call me Feng this time." Hua Lan was relived. Mu Liang said in his normal deep voice, "We were having an important discussion." Saying that, he sat on the chair and a maid started to serve food. He couldn't stay quiet when his wife was apologizing. It felt worse than he imagined. Mu Feng sighed, "Stop with your PDA. I feel like my stomach is suddenly full." Then he got curious all of a sudden and looked at both of them as he started eating his favorite spring roll. "We decided to get married after 6 months. Plop. As Mu Liang spilled the beans, half of the spring roll fell on the plate from Mu Feng's mouth. Mu Feng's eyes were about to come out from the sockets. He couldn't believe his ears. He forgot to breathe, let alone chewing the food inside his mouth. Then he accusingly looked at Hua Lan. "Just in the morning you said no. There must be some reason behind it. Did brother make her say yes? Though he practically wants to devour her at once, isn't he into a slow relationship? Though he loses all his patience when it comes to her, but big brother, you really shouldn't move so fast." What about your motto, patience is a virtue? This is treachery. Mu Feng asked to Hua Lan, do you want family registry first or wedding? Registry. I want to get admitted to a college as soon as possible. I'm fully recovered and don't want to sit around. Hua Lan said firmly while trying mapo tofu. This is so good. I'll arrange your admission to a college where you can study computer science. Then Mu Liang looked left where she was sitting, and seeing her almost empty rice bowl, he served her some rice. Big brother, what about me? Please stop with your PDA. I can't take it anymore. Mu Feng cried in lack of tears. Why computer science? It's boring. I don't want this subject. Hua Lan complained. Mu Liang and Mu Feng abruptly stopped eating and looked at her. Mu Feng asked, you hate computer science? In his eyes disbelief was written. Yes, it's boring. Hua Lan said nodded. Are you sure of your choice? This time Mu Liang asked to confirm what he just heard. Absolutely positive. Seeing her firm reply, Mu Liang and Mu Feng looked at each other. Did her choices change because of brain damage? Both brothers were thinking the same. Sister Lan, what is your favorite food? Mu Feng asked to confirm if her choices really changed or not. Sweet sour pork and chicken ramen. Hua Lan replied happily. Favorite color? Baby pink and lavender. Favorite pastime activities? Drawing. I love drawing. And archery. I love gardening too. Brother Feng, why are you asking all this all of a sudden? No reason. Just wanted to know what you like. We don't know you much, right? Seeing nothing changed, Mu Feng was really confused. And so was Mu Liang. She was the top student in her department after all. Then what do you want to study? Mu Liang asked this time. Visual arts. Hua Lan's eyes sparkled when she answered. Mu Liang. Mu Feng. After a moment of pin-drop silence, Mu Liang wanted to confirm if he just heard right. You said visual arts? Yes. I like this subject the most. Her eyes gleamed. Both brothers got lost in their thoughts. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 22. Chapter 22, officially Mu Lan. Hello my beloved readers, did you know the full name of Disney Mulan? Her full name is Hua Mulan. I know, right? I was surprised by me discovery too. I just found it 2 days ago and I was very excited. I wanted to share with you guys as soon as possible, but today is perfect to share with you because it's Friday. Have fun. Underscore 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 dot. Mu brothers didn't pressure her anymore, and Mu Liang promised her that she would be enrolled in Pierre and Marie Curie University, UPMC, and she could study there in arts and arts studies. After the dinner, Mu Liang introduced her to all the servants of the household. It wasn't easy to remember everyone's name because there were 20 maids and butlers, including head butler Leo and cook Eva. Mu Liang assigned 2 maids for Hua Lan, and they were Alice Roy and Emma Lopez.
They were very friendly and reliable, and Hua Lan liked them on first glance. Before Mu Feng went to sleep, he wished good luck to Hua Lan, and he expressed his thoughts that he would eagerly wait to call her sister-in-law. He also promised to buy a souvenir from Switzerland. Though he had more to talk, but he couldn't continue because he was dragged his elder brother by the collar. Hua Lan smiled and bid them both good night. That night she had a wonderful dream. She was little and was playing in a flower garden. She was with her parents and they were laughing together. The sun was brightly shining and her little world was perfect. When she woke up in the morning, she realized that her eyes were wet by the tears. Even after waking up, she was still crying and she was in daze. She didn't want to wake up from the dream. But her heart was content with satisfaction. It had been 4 days that she woke up from the coma, but today was the first time she was in at peace. Mu Feng went out early in the morning by their private plane. Mu Liang ordered his assistant Zhu Long to register her in the Mu family as his wife. Assistant Zhu Long didn't seem surprised, and inwardly he felt relaxed and happy for his boss. Because all this time he was keeping an eye on Hua Lan by Mu Liang's order. He saw his boss's pained expression every time he mentioned Hua Lan with the guy she liked. But his only worry was what would happen if Hua Lan remembered her past. So Zhu Long asked his boss, if Miss Lan remember her past. Mu Liang was looking at some documents in drawing room, waiting for Hua Lan to come down and to have breakfast together. Hearing his assistant first, he frowned and looked at Zhu Long, and lifting up his right eyebrow he said, "What? You don't believe in your boss's capability?" Zhu Long, He had nothing else to say. When Hua Lan came down, she was already a Mu, and everyone treated her as young mistress of the house. She was first startled by head butler Leo addressing her that way, and then her face became a red ball. Mu Ling slightly smiled seeing her reaction, and they went to dining room together. Mu Liang didn't plan to go to office, so Zhu Long had to take care of everything. Time to time he called his boss for the work progress and sent some important document to the mansion. Before he looked at the documents, Mu Liang called the Dean of Arts Faculty of Pierre and Marie Curie University, and he asked him to come to Mu Mansion with necessary documents. Mu Liang ordered butler Leo to buy paintings and drawing books for Lan before lunch, and then he went to his study room after glancing at Lan in the vegetable garden. Within an hour the dean, Mr. Andrew Smith, came to Mu Mansion. To able to have lunch with CEO Mu was a matter of great fortune. He was wondering who would be admitted in their university, more than that in his faculty. Andrew Smith was talking to Mu Liang, and as he showed the documents, Mu Lan entered the room. Seeing an elegant, beautiful woman, Andrew was taken aback. Mu Liang introduced Mu Lan as his future wife. Mu Lan, who still wasn't used to being wife, blushed and introduced he to Andrew respectfully. Understanding that future Madame Mu would be enrolled in their university, Andrew was thrilled, and within 30 minutes Mu Lan became a student of Pierre and Marie Curie University. Underscore 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 underscore. Hey guys, do you think I need to change the cover of this novel into a colorful cover? Or do you think this is okay? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.
Chapter 23. Chapter 23, Don't Want to Let Her Go. My lovely patient readers, today I have a story to share with you. Today after exam I was going home with my friend who also read web novels. She was talking about 2 new stories she started to read. As I asked her the names, she couldn't remember, but she could remember a fragment to the title of one novel, and it was something like CEO type. Curiously I asked her about The Cove and she said, Violet. And started to open her mobile. But before seeing it I already knew the answer. Showing me the cover she tried to explain the story to me. At that moment I couldn't control my laugh and said, I'm writing this novel. Ah ha 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 ha. Gosh. I still see forget her priceless reaction. I was keeping it secret for the ongoing exam but couldn't keep it anymore. Ha! What a day! Enjoy the chapter while I sleep. Love, love.
Underscore 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 dot. Andrew Smith humbly asked, Madam Mu, do you want to stay at home or at the dorm? If you want, we can arrange the finest room for you in the dorm. Mu Liang immediately wanted to refuse but in the last second controlled himself. Like Andrew in same humbly tone, Mu Lan said, Please don't call me Madam Mu. I'm your student. Lan is okay if you don't mind. Yes, Madam Mu. Andrew nodded in agreement. Mu Lan was speechless. Looks like it will take some times. Liang's power is quite something. Then she looked at Mu Liang who was sitting beside her. She looked excited as she asked him, Can I stay at the dormitory? Can I? Can I? Mu Liang looked at I's sparkling eyes and then and there he regretted it. He couldn't resist those twinkling eyes. They were so transparent and so pure that he could see himself in her eyes like her eyes were twin mirrors. He looked at her rosy lips. He stared at her lips for a while. At that moment, he wanted to devour her wholly. He did everything for her sake. Destroying her existence, enrolling her into a famous university, giving her a choice to choose her favorite subject. And all she wants to get away from him. He didn't want to let her go. But no matter what he did to tie her up, in the end, he had to admit defeat while looking at her lucid eyes full of innocence. He stroked her hazel tree-colored hair affectionately and said in a warm voice, As you wish. With 3 words he simply said what he didn't wish to tell, and that made Mulan's heart jump to the heaven above. Seeing her smiling brightly like sunshine, all his regrets flew away by the window and vanished in the air. Watching the scene in front of him, Andrew became a statue of Mu Mansion. He felt like he was dragged here to be tortured psychologically. It was too much for a single 40-year-old man like him. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. Thank. She really wanted to give him a hug there. Then Mulan looked at Andrew and said, Sir, if possible then I would like to live at the dorm and no need for any special arrangement. I would like to stay with other girls. Andrew Smith timidly looked at Mu Liang in front of him. It was like he was seeking Big Boss's permission. As Mu Liang nodded lightly, Andrew smiled brilliantly at her, Of course, Madam Mu. I'll arrange everything within tomorrow. Again, Madam Mu.
Mu Lan signed inside. It's okay. You don't have to hurry, I would like to go there next week. And also I would be better if no one knew my connection with Mu family. She didn't want the limelight anyway.
Mu Liang frowned while listening to her request. It wasn't that he didn't understand what she meant, but to him it felt like she was treating him like an insect and trying to drag him out of her life. Though Mu Liang didn't want to, but he felt upset and hanged his head a little. Seeing the picture unfolding in front of him, Andrew felt sympathy for the mighty King Mu. So even a king like Mu Liang is weakened in front of his beloved one. He thought surprisingly. But to live a long life he had to take this very secret to his grave. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 24. Chapter 24, Cupid, Have Mercy. While Andrew was tormented by Boss Mu and Madame Mu, he was saved by butler Leo, who knocked the door and entered into the room and bowed deeply. First young master, first young mistress, Mr. Andrew Smith, lunch is served. Leo, show the way to Mr. Smith. We'll be there shortly. Mu Liang slowly said. As Andrew was about to get up, Mu Lan held him off. As I said before, Mr. Smith, it would be better if you didn't call me Madame Mu. After all, this title belongs to Mu Liang's mother. You can call me Miss Lan. If it's too much for your taste, you can call me Miss Mu. She used a tone of little superiority. Hope this way it works, she thought while praying. While she and Mu Feng were strolling around the whole mansion, Mu Feng showed her their family photos which were hanging on the walls. In the picture there were their childhood photos with full family and they all looked very happy. Although in the pictures they were all in casual clothes and happy faces, every one of them looked dignified. They had an aura of royal family. I understand, Miss Mu. Andrew stammered and then followed the head butler. Soon they both gone and Mu Liang and Mu Lan were alone in the study room. Do you really wish to go and live in the dorm? Mu Liang asked with an upset tone. But the cruel woman before him couldn't catch what made him ask such question. She answered excitedly, yes. I want to experience a university life. Want to make new friends. Want to hang out. Can't this brutal woman show any mercy? Mu Liang's heart was bleeding right now. Did brain damage caused her low EQ? Mu Liang slowly touched the girl's hazel-colored locks and ran his fingers through her hair. There was a hint of sadness in his eyes. Then Goddess of Mercy looked upon to Mu Liang and Mu Lan caught his unusual behavior. She put one of her hands on his forehead and other one on hers. HM. You don't look like you have fever or anything. She looked worried. Are you sick? She was just taking my temperature. First her action froze Mu Liang. After understanding her purpose, he sighed heavily and then hugged her tightly. She definitely knows how to get me. There was a sweet smile lingering on his mouth. If his brothers Mu Feng and Mu Chen got to see that, they would have heart attack. As Mu Liang was feeling spring hugging her soft body, Mu Lan on the other hand, became stiff. The time stopped around her. She couldn't comprehend what to do when she was hugged. First thing that caught her mind was Mu Liang's manly smell. After smelling first, she couldn't help smell more. She suddenly realized her heart was beating faster than normal. When she tried to calm her down, she discovered another thing. Though they were wearing clothes as Mu Liang hugged her tightly, Mu Lan could feel his very developed body, his muscles. Cupid, please have some mercy. Her heart started to beat wildly. Mu Lan didn't even know when she clung to Mu Liang's shirt and couldn't help but rethink about her marriage. Luckily I got a handsome fiancé who got a royal mansion and lots of money. I shouldn't have told him to wait 6 months. What if when the time comes he falls for other girl? I should have acted fast. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.
Chapter 25. Chapter 25, Vanilla. Dear readers, I'm so sorry for updating this late. I didn't have Wi-Fi connection for 3 hours. Enjoy.
Underscore 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 underscore.
Luckily, I got a handsome fiancé who got a royal mansion and lots of money.
I shouldn't have told him to wait 6 months.
What if when the time comes he falls for other girl? I should have acted fast. Should she change her mind then? Nope, I can't.
I have to think this through properly.
They said I don't have parents. Then they must know where I am from. If my documents were really destroyed, they wouldn't know about my parents. Or maybe they are the one who tried to kill me? She shivered slightly, remembering the pictures Feng showed. In the pictures, it looked like the gangsters really wanted to kill her. But if I really anger a mafia and they hired people to kill me, and also if Mu Liang is the one who's mafia, then they were supposed to kill me, not saving my life? Also, I lost my memory, no need to care about what she did, right? But they must have some ulterior motives.
I mean, why they would help a stranger, moreover trust her with household and office keys, let her stay at her in mansion, moreover, let her do anything she wants.
Not only that, he wants to marry her of all things. Could it be? Could it be Mu Liang is the rival of her enemy?
They say that enemy's enemy is a friend.
Maybe that's the reason of saving her.
In order to get all the information out of her, they want to keep her and be here for the time hen she get her memory back. Maybe they destroy all her information to keep her safe.
There are too much maybe and if.
Then she shook her head inwardly. It doesn't seem right to be so suspicious of them.
After all, they saved my life. I'm in debt to them.
Not only that, they seem to care for me a lot, especially this Liang guy.
Just the way he is hugging me.
All of a sudden, her pupils got bigger than soccer ball.
How long it had been since they hugged each other. No. That's wrong.
Mu Lan screamed inside.
I didn't hug. I was hugged. I was hugged.
She felt her face was getting hotter in a second. While she was being tortured, Mu Liang on the other hand was in heaven. As he hugged her tightly, his left hand was on her shoulder and right was on her tiny waist. He could measure up her tiny but seductive waist, and furthermore, her breasts were clung to his muscled chest. He could feel her breasts moving up and down when she was breathing, giving him goosebumps all over. She had a beautiful smell on her body.
Closer to her breasts it smelt vanilla.
But her soap smells bell.
He himself bought every necessary goods for her.
Her smell drove him crazy.
Who would have thought vanilla smelt this sexy? He wanted to hug her for eternity. He didn't want to let her go even for a second. Why she wants to leave? Why can't she stay here and study? Did she think I'm not good enough for her? I can be the best husband in the world. Does she not understand it?
As he was sulking, he felt her shivering slightly.
He frowned. Is she cold? When he was asking himself, suddenly he made a discovery. Mu Lan's heart was beating fast, matching his own heartbeat.
underscore 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 underscore.
Lovely readers, some of you are interested in my origin, right? Let me enlighten you a bit. Disha, this word is not only Hindi but also Bangla and Nepali. In 3 languages its meaning is same, which is direction.
Florence, this word comes from Latin florens, which means to flower, in the sense of a blossom.
Maybe that's why I have attraction towards flower. Are you all confused about my origin now, P? Podo ho ho ho. Here's the answer. I'm from Bangladesh. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 26. Chapter 26, Torture to My Soul.
Mu Liang was astonished by his own discovery.
Is she feeling what I'm feeling?
He felt his ears turning hot and his heart was about to explode. However, he had to let Mu Lan go out of his embrace when he felt his certain part was rising. He carefully looked at her face, then smiled with full of affection. Her adorable face turned beet red and she was quietly sitting in his embrace. But her eyes were full of complaints. Before letting her go, Mu Liang bent down his face and lightly kissed the crown of her head. It was light enough not to let her understand what just he did. Then he took her smell one last time and let go. The whole conversation that was happening few moments ago was long forgotten. We should head back for lunch. After saying his line, he stood up and as he was about to go he stopped and looked at unmoved Mu Lan. With question in his eyes he looked at her and she complained in a mild voice, I can't move my legs. Mu Liang quickly got close to her and lowered himself to examine her legs. As he touched her legs trembled slightly.
Don't touch my legs.
Mu Lan forced herself to make her voice loud, but it was in vain.
Mu Liang looked more puzzled. If I don't, then how would I understand what's wrong with your legs? He asked helplessly. Mu Lan slightly glared at him. It's entirely your fault.
She gritted her teeth and screamed inside.
If it wasn't for you hugging me so tightly, it would never happen. Who told to be so handsome? Can't you eat less? And what's with me getting excited like a teenager? Can't my heart control a little?
I definitely had no boyfriend in the past. If I had, then I would never react this was when he was just simply hugging.
Yes, that's right. It's just a hug. And I'm feeling hot all over.
All she could scream inside but couldn't utter a single sound as her lips trembled. It wasn't like she hated his touch or unhappy about it. She was angry about not controlling over her emotion.
Mu Liang finally understood that as well. And he also learnt a new thing about her.
Though she had a good IQ, her EQ, on the other hand, was low.
Was I that extreme?
He looked at her lovely face with amusement in his eyes.
He felt rather delighted, quite opposite of what her reaction. Your face is deep red, he commented teasingly. Embarrassed Mu Lan's eyes started to wet with tears.
Seeing her tears welling up in her eyes, Mu Liang didn't dare to do anything else. He gently took her in his arms, held her close and started walking toward the door. But Mu Lan started to squirm in his arms.
I can walk.
Please let go.
Mu Lan stammered.
She wanted to bury her head in the ground.
Seriously, this is a torture to my soul. How could she let him take her just like that in front of the servants and the university dean? Mu Liang didn't want to let her go, but seeing her troubled face he reluctantly let her down, but still carefully touching gripped both sides of her arms. As soon as she touched the ground she lost footing. With the close proximity with him, it didn't help her a bit as her legs were still numb. She collided against Mu Liang. Underscore 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 underscore. Dear readers, thank you for your patience. You know, when readers ask for more chapters, it's music to authors' ears. Just let my last exam finish tomorrow, you'll get 2 chapters each day. And the day after tomorrow, which is July 27th, you'll get 5 chapters. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 27. Chapter 27, Food Turned Cold. Aha! No more exam for a while. Need some time to enjoy life. Sometimes this happy-go-lucky author might forget to proofread. But I know my generous readers will point out the mistakes so that I can make it correct and update it again, right? XD. From tomorrow onward 2 chapters every day, and tomorrow I'll update bonus 3 chapters for my lovely readers who patiently waited for this happy-go-lucky author's exams to finish. Love you all. Love, 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 love. Enjoy today's chapter. Underscore 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 underscore. As soon as she touched the ground she lost footing. With the close proximity with him, it didn't help her a bit as her legs were still numb. She collided against Mu Liang. Mu Lan almost fell to the ground, but Mu Liang couldn't grip her tightly, afraid that she would be hurt. So he hurriedly used his left hand to catch her waist. Everything happened so fast, and though Mu Liang was prepared, he wasn't prepared well. When Mu Lan's dizziness went away, she caught something was crawling on her skin. She wanted to jump, but before she did that, she looked at her waist and right side and saw Mu Liang's warm left hand actually accidentally slipped inside her shirt. Now his left hand was touching her bare skin. Mu Lan's heart jumped by the sudden proximity. The hug some moments ago was a clear shock was her, but now what she was experiencing was not just a small shock. It was a shock wave. She couldn't comprehend what she was supposed to do. Such an embarrassing moment. And moreover, the time was betraying too. Every millisecond felt like eternity. In contrast, what Mu Liang felt, That was an indescribable feeling.
The man who was longing for such beauty's touch for more than 2 years and suddenly got to touch her bare skin accidentally, it was a pure thrill to him. He started to feel something was boiling inside his body. His blood circulation was flowing in the opposite direction. His left hand stated burning and fire inside his heart lit up. The intensity was too much for him who was being a monk all these months waiting to taste her.
He felt his arousal couldn't take it anymore.
On the contrary, Mu Lan felt something poke her pelvic. She didn't understand what it was, not until she looked though. Sudden intensity was too much to bear. She trembled vigorously and tried to push away Mu Liang. Mu Liang had almost lost his rationality, and that moment Mu Lan pushed him. Before he could grasp the situation in his head, both of his hands seized her and crashed her against his body.
His left hand went upward to her abdominal.
Mu Lan almost jumped and trembled by the warm touch. She wanted to move away, but Mu Liang held her closely. Both of them were breathing heavily. Mu Lan's face turned into multiple shades red and her eyes became misty. Her mind was already blank. With hazy eyes she looked at Mu Liang, whose face was almost touching hers. They were close enough to feel each other's breath on their faces. With blurry view, she could see fire in his eyes. It was a fire of passion which could devour her whole. As Mu Liang was swallowing her with his passionate eyes, they heard a polite knock on the door. The sound of the knock was mild, but it made a huge impact between the two who were inside the study room. "Young master, young mistress," the food's turned call. Butler Leo couldn't finish his sentence. For the first time in his life he choked on his own saliva. It was his long-time habit to knock first then enter. Never in his life had Mu Liang or any other said anything to him. But finally, today for the first time in his life he regretted. He saw his young master was grasping young mistress and their clothes were disheveled. Furthermore, young master's left hand. Head butler turned red. Just 2 seconds glance his experienced eyes grasped everything. Not to mention young mistress's white tiny curvy waist. I apologize you master, young mistress. Please carry on. Flustered butler bowed 3 times in a second then hurriedly left. Carry on? How can you tell us to carry on when our mood is gone? Mu Liang gritted his teeth. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 28. Chapter 28, Planning. Mu Liang looked down at the girl who was still in his embrace. Desire left his eyes and then he calmed himself slowly. If I scare her with my desire for here so early, she might run away from me for good. She just agreed to marry me after 6 damn months, and I also promised her that if she finds a guy she likes she can cancel our wedding. I cannot risk that. Thought of other guys except him having romance with his wife, he controlled himself. Then he took her in princess style. This time Mu Lan didn't argue or resist. Her face was still flushed and she was in daze. Fogginess didn't leave her eyes. Mu Liang looked helpless. Please don't give me that look. It is already hard for me to control myself. Seeing her in such seductive face, Mu Liang could never take her at dining hall. So he took Mu Lan in her room. He gently put her on bed and helped her to lie down. Then he used bed sheet to cover her body. Mu Liang combed her hair for a while and before he left he kissed her forehead lightly and said, "I'll tell one of your maids to bring your lunch here. So you can take rest." Saying his lines, he left. The moment Mu Liang left her room, Mu Lan started to panic. She hid her face with bedsheet and started to squirm under the cover. What should I do? What should I do? How will I show my face in front of Liang again? She couldn't help but scream. She was too busy to think about their hugging moment that she didn't realize that she screamed for real. One of her maids rushed out to Mu Lan's room. It was Alice. She had a worried expression all over her face.
Miss, are you all right? Did anything happen to you?
Mu Lan uncovered her face and looked at her worried maid. Looking at her beet red face, Alice got even panicked and hurriedly got closer to Mu Lan.
Miss, your face is red. Are you feeling unwell? Should I call young master? Hearing Alice say young master, Mu Lan's face became another shade of red color. She quickly stopped Alice. No. Don't call him. I am fine, really.
When she saw that she couldn't convince Alice, Mu Lan changed the subject.
Alice, it's already 1:30. I'm very hungry.
Mu Lan was slightly hungry, but she used the word very to divert Alice's thought.
I am very sorry, Mississippi. I'm going to bring your lunch. Alice bowed and left fast.
As soon as Alice left, Mu Lan eased down. She got up from the bed and sat on the chair. She took pen and a notepad to write down some necessary things those she would need in the university.
Mu Liang finished his lunch with Dean Andrew Smith and then went to study room for some conversation regarding Mu Lan. Mu Liang went straight to the point.
She'll get her own room in the girls' dorm. And also, there must be another room attached to hers where she can paint.
She needs necessary furniture. Everything will be provided by me. Andrew Smith nodded. Okay, Mr. Mu. Everything will be the way you want. She can't have any unsatisfied thought. Decoration of her room, leave everything to me. Take care of the room today. I'll bring Louise Fontaine with me to take care of the interior decoration. Andrew Smith was stupefied. Louise Fontaine is the most famous interior designer, and right now she's in New York because of her work.
Mu Liang is really very powerful to bring her here when she's that busy. As expected of Mu Power. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.
Chapter 29. Chapter 29, A Devil Deserves to Be a Devil.
What Andrew Smith didn't know, that Louise Fontaine was Mu Feng's close friend from school.
They were rather close. No matter what Mu Feng requested in his life, Louise always fulfilled it without hesitation.
Mu Liang already asked her to go to her room for some rest on the phone after Andrew Smith left. She easily agreed without asking unnecessary things.
When the meeting ended, Andrew Smith left. He soon went to the university and called the principal. He had a lot of things to do.
Mu Liang called for head butler Leo.
Did she have her lunch? He asked. Butler Leo tried to forget the image he had of young master and mistress.
He tried to reply normally, yes, young master.
Young mistress is resting in now.
Even though he tried hard to hide his embarrassment, in the end of the sentence his voice crooked.
Mu Liang lifted his right eyebrow as he looked at the 66-years-old butler. First Mu Liang couldn't realize why Leo was acting like that, but soon he got the answer.
You shouldn't bother yourself with that kind of thing.
It is normal for husband and wife. Get used to it.
Mu Liang went back his own room while head butler Leo was rendered speechless.
Get used to? Young master, how can I supposed to live long after I encounter things like these every day?
All he could do was to complain in his heart but couldn't dare to say that loud. In the evening, Mu Liang was preparing to going out and asked butler Leo to inform Mu Lan to get ready to go out with him. Seeing panicked and flustered Mu Lan in the living room, Mu Liang didn't seem to feel guilty at all. Moreover, he smiled slightly at her and praised the way she looked.
Mu Lan was wearing a floral casual dress.
The dress was within her knees' reach. It was off-white in color and there were red rose printed in the bottom. It had a V-neck cut and half-cut sleeves.
She was wearing an off-white heel and very little jewelry.
She wore top earrings with a white pearl in the middle and a white pearls bracelet. But no matter how Mu Lan tried to stay simple, she looked so stunning even without a makeup that Mu Liang couldn't take his eyes off of her.
Mu Lan's face burnt at his intense gaze. She still couldn't forget the afternoon episode.
Seeing her miserable state, head butler felt sorry for young mistress. "Young master, if you act like this, young mistress will leave you for good."
Leo sighed inwardly, then looked at Mu Liang and said, "Young master, the car is ready."
Mu Lan thanked butler Leo in her heart as she looked at him. Head butler smiled lightly when he saw her gaze. "At your service, young mistress," he assured her inwardly. Thus the head butler, for the first time in his life, betrayed his young master. Then Mu Liang came to sense and coughed lightly to hide his slight red face. With his long footsteps, he went closer to Mu Lan and placed his hand on her shoulder.
"Let's go,"
he said sweetly while looking at her eyes.
Mu Lan couldn't help but looked elsewhere.
Seeing her reddish ears, Mu Liang smiled again and took her out. Mu Liang felt his touch made her stiff, but he ignored it.
Behind them were two maids of Mu Lan.
They felt pity for their Mrs. State and thought, "The devil has arrived.
He won't even let his wife go.
The devil deserves to be a devil." If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.
Chapter 30. Chapter 30, History of Mu Family Part 1. Florence, Italy. Mu family residence.
In the past, this house was the main house of Mu family. But after Mu Liang took over, he wanted to move their head house to France. He planned to do that to give his elders some peace. Mu Liang, as the eldest, had the duty towards his family. But not out of duty, he really cared his family. His family always took care of him and put him and his brothers before work. So when he was the head of Mu Corporation, he just wanted them to relax. 10 years ago, when Mu Liang was only 18 years old, his father Mu Jin fell sick after the car accident. Whole Mu family went upside down. Though from outside, it looked very normal, inside every one of the Mu family were fighting for the throne of Mu Corporation. All the cousins of Mu Jin were highly potential like him, and their cunning moves were quite impossible to handle, because no matter what they did, they never left any tiny evidence. Their only fault was they underestimated their 18-year-old nephew, who already had European underworld under his clutch. It was a tradition that the one who took the throne of Mu family would become the king of European underworld. So they didn't know that elder would trick them this way. Generally, Mu Jin was supposed to be the king, but his father Mu Chang, the elder, didn't let him handle it for his poor health. Mu Chang was used to manage the underworld, and he let his favorite grandson to help him. Then secretly, with Mu Liang's consent, Grandpa Mu Chang made him the king of European underworld. Mu Chang was the elder son in his family. Unlike any others in his family, he had a great foresight. When his father made Mu Chang head of the Mu household, Mu Chang could feel his 5 brothers' jealousy. So he was practically determined to have only one son in his life. Mu Chang married his longtime crush Mu Ling, who was practically his younger uncle's beloved daughter. That made the whole Mu household uproar, because every cousin and brother of Mu Chang had a secret crush on her. Mu Ling was her father's only child, and her father had no objection in this marriage. Not only Mu Chang was head of the household, Mu Ling loved him since they were children. People is born with love, hate and greed. Some people are greedy for love, some people are greedy for jewels, some people are greedy for money, and some people are greedy for powers. Same thing happened in Mu family. Normally, the harmonious family turned a family of scheming. After marriage, Mu Ling gave birth to healthy Mu Jin. Everything was going well until Mu Chang's second cousin's wife poisoned Mu Jin. Mu Chang whipped out his second cousin's whole family, including cousin and cousin-in-law's parental family. His wreath was quite frightening, but since then no one dared to lay a finger on his family. Though Mu Chang punished the sinner, his only son Mu Jin had weak health then on. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 31. Chapter 31, History of Mu Family Part 2. Mu Jin might became a weak person but had a good head, just like his father.
So taking over the household was nothing to him. The only problem was his weak health. Once he went to China for business meeting, there he met a florist. Her name was Jing Shang. It was love at first sight for both of them. Unlike Mu Chang, Mu Jin was more romantic. He made a bold move. Jing Shang got pregnant with Mu Jin's child and hid the news from Mu Jin. She was afraid that he would make her abort it. So she started to avoid him. When Mu Jin saw that he was being avoided, he went to visit her home. Jing Shang was an orphan. So she lived alone. She refused to meet Mu Jin, and from inside of her house she told him that they wouldn't meet each other anymore. She didn't love him anymore, she played with his feelings, etc., etc. After hearing her rejection, he left with a painful feeling. She was the only one he fell for, she was the ray of sunlight, she was his oxygen where he could breathe. It was hard for him to leave her. Next morning, when Jingshan went out, she was kidnapped. She fainted. Next time she woke up, she was in Italy at Mu family head house. She was afraid to death, but Mu Jin was Mu Jin. He found out about the pregnancy. Seeing her lover and his family overjoyed by the news, Jing Sheng cried in happiness and in relief. Soon they got married, and 9 months later Mu Liang was born. Mu Cheng fell for him the moment Mu Liang opened his eyes. Mu Liang got his great-grandma's eyes. Mu Cheng's mother was Italian and she had beautiful ocean blue eyes which were very attractive. Mu Cheng's father fell for her because of her alluring eyes. She was a gentle mother while her husband was stern to his 6 boys. 18 years later, when Mu Jin's body couldn't take it anymore, he retired from Mu Corporation. Then Mu Cheng again took over it. But his cousins and their sons didn't let go so easily. When Mu Cheng found out who was responsible for his son's car accident, he wanted to burn them alive. But Mu Liang told him that he would handle it. Not only Mu Liang had higher IQ than any other members of his family, he had better foresight than his grandpa. His grandpa liked to destroy his foes in a second, while Mu Liang liked to play with his foes, and bit by bit he would torture them, and then would make them disappear from the world. The funniest part was, when Mu Cheng's cousins and their sons kidnapped him to take the Mu Corporation, they didn't know what hit them. They started to get phone calls from their families saying that they were being slaughtered by the gangsters. They couldn't grasp the situation. They thought that Mu Cheng was held captive, so who could order around the underworld? One of the youngest went out to collect some information while others wait for him to return. 20 minutes looked like 20 hours. Soon they got a call. It was the youngest one. He found out the person who was behind the slaughtering their families. But after he gave them the information, he had to pay for it. Others could hear his painful scream from the cell phone. They couldn't imagine that 18 years old Mu Liang did all these, and not only that, he was already the king of European underworld. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 32. Chapter 32, History of Mu Family Part 3. The cousins and their sons were stunned by the bloodiness of their own nephew. Soon they started to panic. As soon as they were able to clear their heads, they began to flee. They even forgot about Mu Cheng and left him there. After they left, Mu Liang came to stop his grandpa's acting. Grandpa Mu Cheng felt sorry for his cousin's greed and fate. He left everything to Mu Liang and went home to watch the show. Soon 2 of his cousins came for forgiveness. They were the masterminds who planned Mu Jin's car accident. Mu Liang took them to his second grandpa's villa and let them saw their family's dead bodies. At first, they were shocked. Then they started to cry loudly and cursed Mu Liang and his father. Mu Liang looked at them mockingly. When they called him monster, he had a disdainful smile with full of mockery. That's when he said, "When second grandma made my dad drink poison, you saw what happened to second grandpa's family. You people still dared to sabotage my dad's car. You initiated the show and I'll end it. But I'll let you live till everything is destroyed." I'll let you see before your death what massacre you had begun. You wanted a game, let's play then. Just don't dare to forget, everything happened because you started it. The blame is on you. After saying what he wanted to say, Mu Liang left. Those uncles couldn't bury their family's body. They were held captive. Some of the Mu families tried to ask for help from powerful businessmen or ministers of other countries, but all was in vain. No one dared to go against powerful Mu Corporation no matter who was in charge. If one can kill his own relatives, there was no one he couldn't kill. Who doesn't fear death and power? They thought. After getting zero help from others, they fled wherever they could. Some hid in caves, some in mountains, and some in woods. Those who were brave enough used private planes or yachts to leave. Most of their families got killed. Those who still had families, they left them alone and fled on their own. But all had same fate in the end, and that was death. Their planes crashed, yacht was destroyed. Who used public planes and landed safely in China or America, or vanished from airport without any trace. There was not a single clue behind the incidents. The families which were left alone, Mu Liang didn't touch them. Moreover, he gave them huge amount of money and sent them in other countries. In the meantime, those two uncles cried and begged to kill them, but no gangsters touched their single hair, but they let them know the news of their relative's death and made some juicy stories. They couldn't handle such terrific torture. In the end, they became historical, and Mu Liang put them on a small mental clinic in a rural area and planted some bugs to keep eyes on them. This was how the bloody chapter of Mu family ended. No matter what others think of sudden disappearance of majority of Mu family, they didn't have the courage to utter a word. Furthermore, everyone tried to forget the bloody chapter. Mu Cheng was worried about his grandson who participated in such bloody game of power. But Mu Liang was calm about it. All he could care about his family. Mu Cheng took over the business till his son recovered, and when Mu Jin recovered fully, Mu Liang went to Oxford University to study and left Underworld to let Mu Chen handle, because Mu Jin again took the throne of the Mu Corporation. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 33. Chapter 33, T.O. cover up the fact that he is asexual. Florence, Italy. Mu family house. If someone wanted to compare this house with Mu family head house in France, this family house should be called palace. In this palace, there were two Mu couples living happily and peacefully. Mu Cheng's study room. The elder of the Mu family looked at his assistant Jiao Long. Then he put his both hands under his chin. What's her name? Mu Cheng asked. She was called Hua Lan first, but now that she is registered in Mu family, she is called Mu Lan. Assistant Jiao Long replied. Mu Cheng looked at his son, who was leisurely taking rose tea that his beloved wife made for him. I used to think, in our family you were the one who was bold when it comes to love, but I was wrong. The elder complained to his son. Mi Jin tried hard to control his laugh. When it came to love, Mu Cheng not only lost to his son, also his grandson. As expected of my son. Mu Jin simply praised his son's bravery. Stop spouting nonsense. Mu Cheng roared. Can you imagine what will happen if she remember her past? What if she had a lover? Liang has his reasons. We can't pressure or advise him anything about this particular topic. You were the one who pressured him to marry. Mu Jin slipped on the cup slowly. I married your mother when we were 21. You made your wife pregnant when you were 20. And look at him. He is 28 now, but never even looked at a woman in this lifetime. And now he ordered his gangsters to kidnap a woman. What became worse was she was gravely injured, and the worst, she lost her memory. Did he want to pay her back marrying her? I think he's doing it for himself. He just wants to cover up the fact that he is asexual. I feel pity for that poor girl. After saying all that, Mu Cheng took some breath. Dad, he is not asexual. He just needs some time to find his one and true love. Mu Jin finished his tea and put the cup on the table. So you are telling it is my fault? Mu Cheng glared at his son. Dad, I didn't say that. Please stop being childish. I know you are just worried about him. Mu Jin took the documents from the table which were about Mu Liang's recent activities. They were spying on their own blood. The elder shot a bloody glare to his son. Childish? Who are you calling childish? At least, I kept my desire for your mother till our marriage night, unlike my bold son. And who was worried about him? Like I care. I tell you this, if he can't find his true love in a month, I'll force him to make that girl pregnant. When he saw that his one and only son neglected him, he looked at his assistant. Jiao Long, why aren't you saying anything? Didn't I tell you to give me every last information of this girl? Boss, that is all I could manage. Assistant Jiao Long stammered. The elder and Mu Jin were startled. Mu Cheng frowned and asked, what do you mean by that? Since when did you become such a lousy worker? Boss, before the girl Hua Lan was registered into Mu family, first young master made his assistant Zhu Long destroy all her existence from the world, including her name. Mu Cheng and Mu Jin's jaws dropped. First thing came into their mind was, why would Mu Liang do that? However, when the elder recovered from shock, he said with twinkling eyes, tell me everything. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 34. Chapter 34, Wedding Proposal. The elder seemed to find something very interesting. He looked very excited. The way Liang made his move was quite surprising. He didn't just want to marry her, he did everything to change her life. This girl is too suspicious. She definitely had a dark past. Or why else Mu Liang would do something out of line? The last time he did such thing when he whipped out Mu family's relatives. As Mu Cheng was thinking that, his son made a surprise noise. The elder looked at Mu Jin. What happened? Dad, she is the same girl from 3 years. Mu Jin exclaimed. Mu Cheng frowned. What happened 3 years ago? His son looked quite thrilled. Dad, how could you forget the incident in Germany 3 years ago? You were walking in the street in disguise and a guy pushed you. You almost fell in. And a celestial beauty saved me from crashing with a moving car. Mu Cheng sighed heavily. I fell in love with her at first sight. How could I forget such heavenly gift? Dad, don't let Mom know about it or else we both have to kneel down on the washboard. Mu Jin warned his father. The elder looked at his son, frowning. It will be me who's going kneel. Why will you? Because I kept it secret that you proposed that Beijing University student to marry. Mu Jin reminded his father. Assistant Jiao Lon's eyes almost popped out. That was quite a news for him. Then suddenly he started to shiver vigorously. Why wouldn't I propose? How could I miss such chance? Just think of her being a bride of. Mu Cheng couldn't continue. Both he and his son got chilling went down their spines. Slowly they looked at the door. Oh my God. The mistress of the Mu household, Mu Ling, Mu Cheng's dearest wife, was standing there with an exaggerate smiling face and eyes closed, though her face was completely dark. Darling, I was just thinking of you. How long you have been standing there? Mu Cheng stammered as he choked on his own saliva. Not too long, dear, just when a celestial beauty saved your life. Mu Ling answered with the same smile on her face. She emphasized celestial beauty and her voice was as cold as a Turi River star. Both father and son shivered by the sudden chilliness. Mu Ling was well known as a loving mother and caring mistress. The people who came to her for help, they never returned empty-handed. But when she got angry,
even Mu Chang could never able to control her.
How could he?
He was the first person to get afraid of his own wife's temper. More than that, the fell in love at first sight was a misunderstanding. He wanted that girl as Mu Liang's wife. Darling, I can explain." Mu Chang tried hard to explain the situation, but he was so afraid of his wife's anger, he stammered, and made the situation even worse.
"Dad, what the hell you are doing?" Mu Jin cried inside.
This time he couldn't save his innocent father. Mu Ling opened her eyes and she had a cold snake gaze which made father-son pair trembled in fright. Then she said, "To the washboard, both of you." Underscore 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 underscore.
Ituri River is situated in Inner Mongolia. The lowest recorded temperature here was -62 degrees Fahrenheit.
The township is located in the city of Yukeshi in Yulunbur at around 2,400 feet above sea level. It has an average temperature of about -24 degrees Fahrenheit, and mornings are even colder with a thick fog hanging over the area. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.
Chapter 35. Chapter 35, Family First, Business Later. Hello dearest readers, how have you been? Did you see the new cover of the novel? It suits Mulan, right? It took me 3 nights to find a suitable picture. And also, I would like to thank Indunil for helping me with the cover and other suggestions. Love, love, love. Enjoy today's chapters. Underscore 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 underscore. 15 minutes later. Darling, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's just a misunderstanding. Mu Chang was tired of kneeling and also frightened by his dear wife's conduct. She was way too calm. Just a misunderstanding? Mu Ling lifted up her right brow. Currently she was sitting at her husband's chair in the study room. The aura around her was chilling cold which made both father-son shiver. No, no. It's a huge misunderstanding. I was only wanted her to be bride of little Liang, I swear. If I'm lying then I will be hit by thunder and lightning. No matter how powerful, kingly, cruel the elder was, when it came to his wife, his was like a little pet. He loved his wife way too much and he cared for his family a lot too. When he became the head of the Mu household, he made a new rule, family first, business later. His father laughed amusingly when he made such rule. Mu Cheng's father always cared for work and hardly gave time to his family. He was also very strict to his children. Even when his beloved wife became sick, he wasn't able to stay by her side. After Mu Cheng's mother's death, his father's personality suddenly changed. He neither cared for business nor family. He would sit around indolently and would look at the garden, which his wife liked very much. Then he would take care of the flowers and vegetables of the yard. Mu Cheng understood his father a lot. He felt the emptiness inside his father, and that would torment him. He knew his father did all that just for his beloved wife, and then she was no more. His ambitions lost their ways too. Mu Liang learned from his father and treated his wife in the best way that any of his family members did to their wives. Even other married women in the family would get jealous of her beauty and fortune, and they used to conspire against her. But Mu Ling had the blood of Mu family, unlike those others married women. Her schemes knew no bounds. Still, she would hurt those who tried to harm her beloveds. Mu Cheng respected her very much for that reason. It wasn't like she wanted to become a vicious lady, but she didn't want to give more pressure on her husband. Her husband and son was her top priority. And then she got to know that 3 years ago his husband actually proposed someone. And her only son took his father's side. That was unforgivable. However, when she heard him say that he did it for the sake of her little Liang, her anger subsided. After her 3 precious grandchildren were born, they became her favorites. Often Mu Cheng would get jealous of his 3 naughty grandchildren of his, because his wife would be too busy to take care of them that she would even forget her own husband. Mu Cheng would suffer from Mu Ling's loveless attitude towards him. He was in despair. He could only think good of Mu Liang because he was a quiet child and had his mother's ocean blue eyes. But Mu Feng was totally opposite. When Mu Feng were only 2 years old, he found out about his grandpa's jealousy and acted all cute and helpless in front of his grandma so that he could often get extra attention. Most of the times, he acted pitiful at night for bedtime stories, for he was afraid of ghosts. So grandma mostly stayed at Mu Feng's room at night. Mu Cheng understood everything when he would see his second grandchild would look at him with triumph smile and disguise. Mu Cheng would grit his teeth and cursed his own grandchild, afraid of ghosts, my foot. He is the child of the devil himself. He had enough of these grandchildren of him. So when Mu Jin wanted another 3 or 4 children, Mu Cheng roared at him saying, "Think of your wife, you beast." Mu Jin knew his father did it for his own selfishness. Who is beast? You can't even win back your wife from your grandchildren. Don't think I don't know how many days you had sleepless nights because mom wasn't there to fulfill your desire. Mu Jin scoffed. Mu Jin definitely didn't listen to his father and was getting prepared for another child. However, his dearest wife refused. His wife, Jing Sheng, really cared for her father-in-law. So Mu Jin could do nothing and accepted his wife's wish with solemn face. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 36. Chapter 36, just wait and see. Mu Ling loved her grandchildren like any other grandma. When her husband mentioned little Liang, she looked down on the table and saw the documents of a girl. She took them and started to read the details. Then she put them down. There isn't much information. How come Jiao Long did such poor job? Mu Ling looked at her traitor's son. Go, call for him. Then she looked at her husband. You can sit on the chair. No matter how angry Mu Ling was, she could never let their employees see this side of her husband and son. She still cared for their reputation. Mu Cheng and Mu Jin sighed in relief. Mu Jin immediately looked for his father's assistant, and as Mu Cheng sat on the chair across his wife, Mu Ling gave him a glass of water. Her caring attitude made Mu Cheng very happy. Once again he thanked Lord Buddha for getting such a dear wife. In a minute, Mu Jin and Jiao Long came into the study room. Jiao Long looked very nervous. He couldn't understand that if Madame Mu was still angry or not. But to his relief, Mu Liang asked in a caring voice, "Why didn't you get the rest of the information?"
Jiao Long hesitated a little, then answered, "Madam Mu, first young master ordered second young master to destroy every single link and information regarding Miss Hua Lan. He even ordered his assistant Zhu Long to register her in the Mu family as his wife."
Mu Liang looked surprised a bit.
After a few seconds she smiled, "Seems like little Liang found someone special to him."
Then she frowned, "But why destroying her information?" Mu Cheng finally opened his mouth. "Actually, it happened 10 months ago."
Little by little he told her whole story. Sometimes Jiao Long and Mu Jin added some details. In the end the elder added, "I think he loves her very much, and to cover up his guiltiness he destroyed her existence from the earth."
Mu Liang slowly shook her head. "Have you forgotten little Liang's personality?
No matter how massive his fault is, he is the one who apologizes first.
He isn't even good at lying.
It shows how honest he is.
So what if he can't tell lies? What is Feng there for? Do you think that little devil would do nothing?" Mu Cheng scoffed.
Mu Ling's eyes gleamed hearing her husband saying little Feng, little devil.
"Don't you dare to call little Feng in that way.
He is the greatest boy there is.
I won't tolerate it in future,"
she warned her husband coldly.
Mu Cheng shrieked a little, "My bad,"
he said in a small voice, and then cursed inwardly, "Damn that womanizer.
He didn't even leave his grandmother. Why must he have to take every woman's heart? He got his father's flirting attitude. Like father, like son."
Mu Jin looked at his father with narrow eyes. "Dad must be cursing me and my second son.
Anyway, I think everything is very suspicious."
Mu Ling looked at her husband. "If you like that girl for little Liang, you must have got all her data in the past, right?"
Mu Cheng's eyes glimmered.
He smacked the table and excitedly said, "That's right. It totally skipped my mind. If she is really the girl from 3 years ago, then we can get her information." He quickly looked at his assistant, "Jiao Long, bring her documents."
"Yes, boss."
Jiao Long hurriedly left.
"Let's wait and see what little Liang destroyed and what is the reason behind it."
Mu Chang leaned on the chair and closed his eyes. "If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible."
Chapter 37. Chapter 37, let's enjoy the show.
Hello my dear readers, I'm so sorry for not publishing yesterday and also publishing so now only a single chapter.
I was sick for 2 days, couldn't eat or drink much.
Today I felt suddenly fine, so I wrote this chapter hurriedly.
But my fingers can't move much. I'm feeling weak. I hope after a good sleep I'll get back my stamina.
For apology, I'll write 6 chapters tomorrow.
Have fun, love.
Underscore 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 underscore.
20 minutes later. She is a good girl. Mu Liang agreed. She is a very good girl. Mu Jing nodded. Indeed, she is a perfect choice for little Liang. My eyesight is always good. Mu Chang was happy but suddenly turned sour, except she likes that guy. Do you think after meeting my grandson she'll still remember her past crush? Have some faith in little Liang's heart and good looks.
Mu Ling went against her husband. But I must say,
Her taste is very exceptional. How could she like a guy like him? Mu Jin wondered. The funniest part is, that guy also wiped out the information of their personal details together, just like little Liang. Mu Cheng couldn't help but feel amused. Thanks to our special intelligence force, we got some exclusive info about their past. Mu Cheng felt proud of his employees. The employees of Special Intelligence Force would fly in the sky if they could hear what just their big boss said. This girl is full of mystery. From the day she was born, her father is still unknown. None found about her mother's dead body yet. And there are two men in her life, both of them tried to obliterate her existence. The most painful part is, people are playing around her and she could do nothing. Hope she really be happy in her new life with little Liang. Grandmother Mu said pitifully. Should we spy on them, Mom? Mu Jin asked while looking at Mu Ling. Are you still a child? How can we interfere with little Liang's love life? It wasn't easy for him to get the girl he loves after 3 years. Mu Ling glared at his son. We can keep an eye on him though. Mu Cheng said while frowning. Though he's married and the way he acted with Hua Lan clearly showed that he did everything to hurt her intentionally. However, we are not 100% sure that he will leave her be. World knows nothing of her, while he knows that she is dead. It might make that guy suspicious. I do believe in my grandson, but what could go wrong with placing a bug in his company? Let's enjoy the show while sitting back at home. Mu Cheng said observantly. Heh, you never meddled with little Liang's affairs before. Dad, just say that you have a bore life and finally you got something interesting to pass your time. Think however you wish, but I'm worried about my grandchild. Mu Cheng replied. Even though he is my son, his observation skill is quite scary. He thought. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 38. Chapter 38, A Date. Paris, France. Paris is known as famous city of passionate love. This city is classy and fabulous. And the night in Paris is a gorgeous sight to see. In this dazzling beauty, Mu Liang and Mu Lan were walking side by side. Mu Lan's whole body was stiff as her partner was walking while his left hand was on her shoulder. He seemed to be in a very good mood. Many women were looking at them as they admired handsome Liang and glared at Lan. Mu Lan couldn't help but sigh. She didn't know the reason why Mu Liang put his hand on her shoulder. A while ago, when they were walking down on the street, some men were eyeing at his wife, some even dared to try to touch her. Since then he let others know who she belonged to. Mu Lan was thinking about the conversation between them in the car. She screamed in her head, he said that it was a date. He said it was a date. She shook her head. Forget it. Forget it. If I keep remembering stuffs like this, I can't enjoy the view. Mu Liang looked down to see the adorable expression on her face. He knew exactly well what she was thinking. He smiled and took her in the most famous shopping mall in Paris. It was under Mu Corporation. So the moment they entered, security saluted them and the manager came to meet them. By then, the whole mall got an exclusive news: the king came with a female partner. Everyone became curious to see who the lucky lady was. But alas! Mai Liang took her to the casual dress section. Mu Liang chose multiple dresses on her size and made her to wear them for trial. After the 10th dress she wore, Mu Lan was already tired. But she didn't complain. But Mu Liang saw her tired face and didn't make her to trial other dresses. He ordered to pack 30 dresses without Mu Lan's knowing. She was looking for underwears but couldn't because she was shy. When Mu Liang went to the shoe section, he took some sneakers, high heels, sandals, and flat shoes. He remembered the colors of the dresses and matched the styles of the shoes. This time Mu Lan saw him to order the manager to pack 20 pairs. Her eyes went to the sky.
She tried to stop Mu Liang, but when she went closer he looked at her.
Do you want to buy some lingerie?
Seeing Mulan becoming statue and then turning red in the next second, Mu Liang tried hard to control his smile, then looked at a female stuff nearby and ordered her to take Mulan in the lingerie section. When she tried them out, Mulan looked at the price tag. Reading the number in the tag, she froze, then came out and rushed to see Mu Liang. Seeing her rushing out, Mu Liang froze in the spot. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.
Chapter 39. Chapter 39, Lingerie.
Mu Liang was waiting for Mulan in the waiting room while she was in the dressing room attached to that room.
He just ordered the manager to pack everything and he was sitting alone on the sofa thinking of tomorrow's plan. At that moment Mu Liang rushed out. He slowly looked at his right side and steeled. Mulan looked panicked as she came close to Mu Liang. Liang, we can't buy anything from here. The simplest lingerie costs 20,000 euro.
If lingerie is so priceless, then think of the price of shoes, dresses, skirts, pants and shirts.
You didn't look at the price tags.
Judging by the way they are treating us, you must be the owner of this mall. But I can't let to buy such valuable things.
I will feel guilty. I couldn't even pay you back for saving me life. Mu Liang looked at her for a few seconds and sighed heavily.
He closed his eyes and thought, thank Buddha that no one is in this room right now except me. Then he looked at her hopelessly. He tried to pat her head, but suddenly he heard footsteps coming closer to the room. Mu Liang quickly grabbed Mulan's hand and took her in his arms and covered her with his coat. Before Mulan could think of anything, she was in Mu Liang's embrace. Only then she realized that she was only wearing pink panties and bra. Discovering her state, her whole body trembled. She could feel Mu Liang's hands on her naked skin. She wanted to move from his touch, but then the manager came in the room.
Boss, is there anything
The manager couldn't finish his sentence. He froze by the intimate scene in front of him. He saw his boss hugging the girl he came with, even covered their faces with his coat. The girl even seemed naked.
Holy Mother of Christ! I should leave. As he thought that, he bowed and said, Boss, I am sorry. I'll come when you call for me. After the manager left the room, Mu Liang let out his breath and sighed in relief.
Then he uncovered them and looked at the culprit, who was frozen in his arms and shivering. Mulan was sitting quietly while closing her eyes. It was too embarrassing for her to look at his face. However, Mu Ling was getting quite a view for him as she gave him such an opportunity. He watched carefully at her tempting collarbones, developed breasts covered with pink bra, her inviting navel, and then he looked lower and lower. Mu Ling gulped as he was observing every inch of her parts, which were exposed to his eyes. He knew it wasn't right for him to do this type of things right now, but he couldn't take his eyes away from her. His heart was beating him with hammer, his blood circulation suddenly went crazy. He wanted to caress her body, he wanted to smell her, he wanted to devour her. As if she could feel his gaze in her, Mulan trembled vigorously. Right then Mu Liang came to his senses. He saw her trembling so hard that it pained him. He wanted to make the situation lighter. I thought you said that you would marry me after 6 months. But if you can't stay away from my charm, I understand. Let's get married now and tomorrow we can go to see my family. When do you want the ceremony? Hearing his joking words, Mulan's eyes flew open. She saw Mu Liang's eyes were twinkling with mischievousness. Mulan turned redder and quickly went out of his embrace and ran towards the changing room. Mu Liang breathed in relief and then looked down at his lower body, which was very alive. That was a close call. He thought. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 40. Chapter 40, A Nightmare. On the way back to Mu Mansion, the whole car was silent.
Mulan still read and occasionally looked at Mu Liang, who was sitting beside her. The more she glanced at him, the more she felt embarrassed, because Mu Liang had a smile on his face. As usual, after they arrived, head butler Leo greeted them. He looked at his first young master and then young miss. Mu Liang looked brighter than the sun and Mulan looked miserable. Butler Leo felt sympathy towards her. He knew his young master teased her even they were out. Head butler called for Alice and Emma to take shopping packets in Mulan's room and ordered others to prepare dinner. Mulan took a bath, then went sewn for dinner. She ate timidly without uttering a sound. She avoided eye contacts with Mu Liang. She tried hard not to make any sound. Mu Liang, on the other hand, was enjoying her timid attitude. He felt like he was watching a rabbit eating quietly. He had an urge to tease her a bit but controlled his volition. He already teased her so much that she couldn't even look at him. If that continued, then she might not want to come in front of him again in future. After finishing his dinner, he went to the study room and contacted his family. He knew that the moment he registered Mulan into their family, his grandpa would investigate about her. So he called to explain the details. But Mu Liang, never in his dreams thought that she was the girl that his grandpa would know and past even proposed her to marry into the family. If he knew. However, neither of his family members asked him anything about Mulan, nor did they force him to marry a girl like before. They simply asked about his recent activities in Mu Feng and Mu Chen. Mu Liang was surprised by their attitude. Then he understood the massage behind their behavior. As if they were saying that, whatever you do, you have our support. Mu Liang smiled to himself, then got up from his chair and went to upstairs. He didn't stop himself at the 3rd floor, rather he climbed up to 4th floor and went the east wing where Mulan stayed. He politely knocked the door. Not receiving any sound from inside the room, he slowly opened the door. The room was a bit colder and it made Mu Liang relaxed. He looked at the air conditioner, it was turned off. He realized that Mulan didn't like freezing cold. She liked natural wind like he did. There was gentle breeze coming to her room from balcony and the windows, those made the room colder. Mu Liang walked closer to the bed and sat down beside Mulan, who was sleeping. She was in deep slumber. The day her unconscious body came to this mansion, every night Mu Liang would come to see her face before he went to bed. Today was no difference. He calmly looked at her, then he frowned. Mulan was in deep sleep, but she had a troubled face. Slowly her breathing became irregular. Mulan started to breathe heavily and moved her body like she was uncomfortable. Mu Liang wasn't sure to touch her as he was battling with the options, touch her and don't touch her. Then Mulan made a pained expression and tears started to fall from her eyes. Mu Liang became rigid. His heart was in pain and he knew she was having a nightmare, but he didn't know what she was seeing. He felt paranoid. When he couldn't take it anymore, he hugged her and patted her dorsal to make her relax. For sometimes he did it, and in her right ear he was softly telling her, "It's okay. It's okay. I'm here now. Don't worry anymore. I'll stay by your side." Slowly she started to calm down and felt ease. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 41. Chapter 41, Under the Cherry Tree. Mulan was walking on a dark road. She didn't know where was she going, but she kept telling herself that if she went forward she would see the light. She walked down in the endless darkness, and as she predicted, after some time she found a tiny light, coming from outside. She almost ran there. She found a heavy wooden door in front of her. It didn't have any lock, so she felt happy. However, when she pulled that door, she couldn't move an inch. She tried again and again. She tried till she was out of breath. But all her efforts were in vain. She started praying for help. She wished that there would be someone who could help her to see the light of life. As she prayed,
she felt someone touched her right hand where she was holding the handle of the door. She observed that the hand was bigger, warmer, and stronger. She felt at ease by the hand's contact. Together, both of them pulled the door and finally the door opened. Mu Lan saw a beautiful scenery in front her. It was a forest with big trees and unknown flowers. She was in awe seeing such attractive nature. She saw a blue butterfly flying and suddenly it sat on her nose. A few seconds later it flew away behind her. That moment, she remembered the hand that helped her. Quickly she looked behind her, couldn't see anyone. Even the darkness had disappeared. She felt confused, but as she looked at the forest, she decided to walk towards it. After walking for miles, she saw hundreds of cherry trees. In the soft breeze the flowers were falling from the trees. It was so gorgeous that Mu Lan was mesmerized by it. She was enjoying the view and then she noticed a lonely figure under a cherry tree. She walked closely. Maybe hearing her footsteps, that figure turned around. Mu Lan stopped at her track. She saw a handsome man staring at her coldly. That man looked quite familiar, but she couldn't remember no matter how many times she searched in her memory. That man had a grand aura around him. Anyone who would look at him would want to kneel down in front of him. He was 6'1" tall, pale skin, black hair, brown eyes, sharp nose, thin pale lips. Mu Lan never felt more attracted to anyone before. The thing which caught her eyes the most was his brown eyes. They were cold, distant, and lonely. Mu Lan stared at him without blinking. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 42. Chapter 42, Please, don't leave me. Who are you? The handsome fellow asked. The way he asked it felt like he was a king ordering his lowly subject. If it were someone else, they would flinch hearing such chilling voice. But Mu Lan didn't flinch or shiver. She found him quite interesting. She couldn't take her eyes off of his lonely eyes full of sadness. Those lonely eyes were distant. They wanted to stay away from people, not because they didn't want people closer to them. It was because they were afraid of getting hurt. Though they kept their presence indistinct, they wanted the warmth called love. They wanted friends. They kept wishing, but no one came to recognize them. Mu Lan looked at his eyes deeply. That man felt uncomfortable under her sharp gaze. He didn't feel it intimidate, but he felt that those transparent eyes could read his soul like an open book. He looked away. Seeing his discomfort, Mu Lan averted her gaze. Then she slowly got closer to him. That guy saw her movement and became alert. His body became rigid and he eyed her suspiciously. I asked you who you are. What do you want and why are you here? He asked cautiously. Mu Lan smiled at him. I'm Hua Lan. I'm here to find my path of happiness. That guy didn't believe her. He looked colder than before. Maybe he didn't believe me. But I did speak the truth. Mu Lan thought. She knew that she should leave, but she couldn't. She wanted to accompany that lonely guy. But he had different wish. He didn't want her to be with her. He coldly said, Leave. I don't want to see your face. Saying his line, he turned around and wanted to leave. However, Mu Lan had another plan. She asked, What's your name? Why are you here? He refused to answer, but he stopped in his track when he realized that certain annoying girl was following him. He sternly said, Don't follow me or I'll hurt you. Mu Lan said, Dude, why are you acting so heartlessly? We are alone here. So why don't we go together? I'm feeling that we're going to the same route. She smiled at him. This time, he didn't say anything. They walked silently and that cold guy didn't utter a word since then. Mu Lan started to feel bored and suddenly there were some sounds of guns. She became frightened.
She felt this sound was familiar, but she couldn't remember from where she heard this sound. But the moment she heard, she knew it was sound of gun. She started to panic as the sound was coming closer. She saw a guy pointed out his gun at her. She was too afraid to move. All of a sudden, that cold guy appeared between them and took the bullet. Mu Lan felt that she did something wrong. She hugged that guy. They were closer to river. So she took him to river bank and took some water in her hands and made him drink the water. Seeing his blood flowing out, she felt her heart was ripped out. She couldn't control her tears anymore and started to say, "Please, don't leave me. Please, don't leave me." If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 43. Chapter 43, Hugging Pillow. That guy looked at her. His expression said he was in pain. He tried to smile at her. He wanted to reassure her that he was okay, nothing would happen to him. He tried to say all, but he couldn't. When he opened his lips, blood came out. Mu Lan felt scared. She hugged him tightly and said, "Please, I beg you. Don't go. Don't leave me alone." This time, he uttered some words. The voice was so low that Mu Lan couldn't understand. So she lowered her head and placed her left ear closer to his lips. Then she heard clearly, "I'll come back for you. I'll search for you, even if have to go to hell. I'll find you." Then everything went dark. Mu Lan felt restless as she woke up from that nightmare. She was crying and sweating. Then she felt someone hugged her. She remembered that touch. It was warmer, stronger like before. Then she heard that person said, "It's okay. It's okay. I'm here now. Don't worry anymore. I'll stay by your side." Her heart calmed down. She felt ease. Mu Lan thought of the dream, a beautiful dream, better than the last one. She hugged that body. She found it stiff, but she didn't let go. She felt happy that this time this person didn't let her go, didn't leave her alone. She murmured happily, "Thank you." Then she drifted to deep sleep. Mu Liang never thought when he tried to ease her, she would hug him back. The moment she touched her, he became a statue. He even forgot to breathe. His good conscience said to let her go when she fell asleep again. His bad conscience said not to let her go. Again, the good conscience said not to do anything that would make him regret it. Then his bad conscience said that this was his lifetime opportunity, he shouldn't waste it. Mu Liang was in dilemma. He really didn't want to let her go. /N, I know my readers don't want you to let her go either, laughing face. Then he made a decision. He would listen to both of his conscience. Slowly he took off his sandal. Then he slipped into her cover. He laid down beside her and hugged her closer. When Mu Liang adjusted her head in his left arm, Mu Lan faced him and hugged him tighter. Now that she felt comfortable, she offered him a beautiful smile. Seeing her smile, his heart started racing. Then he realized his mistake. Her slender soft body was touching his shoulder to toe. He felt her soft breasts and knew she wasn't wearing any bra. Maybe she thought of him as a hug pillow, her body was relaxed as she hugged him. Mu Liang wanted to forget her touch. But was it that easy? Certainly not. He could feel his desire was showing up and he couldn't help it. A soft bed, slender body, warm temperature didn't help his lust for her. Mu Liang looked down to see her sleeping face. Then he closed his eye and said to himself, "Only this time." He opened his eyes and slowly bent down. He softly placed his lips on top of her forehead. He was in that position for a while. Then he forced him to think of her as a hugging pillow and fell asleep. In his dream, he saw what he wanted to do to her that night. That was the warmest, most desirable dream he ever had in his lifetime.
If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.
Chapter 44. Chapter 44, Pet and Bodyguard.
When Mu Lan woke up in the next morning, she felt refreshed. She looked at the balcony door from where sunlight was greeting the room. She twirled her body as she got up. She freshened up and went downstairs. There she was, Mu Liang, sitting on the sofa while reading the newspaper. There was a hot coffee mug on the table. She realized that he wasn't waiting too long. Mu Lan greeted him, "Good morning, Liang."
Hearing her greeting, Mu Liang looked up.
Seeing her bright face, total opposite of last night, he felt relieved.
He also smiled at her and greeted, "Good morning."
As Mu Lan sat beside him, Mu Liang gave her a fashion magazine.
She thanked him.
Seeing him so relaxed, Mu Lan looked up at the clock. It was almost time for work.
So she asked, Liang? Mu Liang looked up and smiled. "What is it? Aren't you going to work?" Mu Lan asked. "Actually, today I've to go somewhere else. Someone is coming from New York. We'll head together."
Mu Liang dared not to say that he was going to visit the girl's dorm for her room decoration.
Mu Lan nodded. "Oh, okay."
Then she looked at the magazine. She tried to cover his light blushing face. She thought the way she asked him, it was like they were married couple. Soon head butler came and greeted Mu Lan and told them breakfast was ready. After they finished their breakfast, Mu Liang took her out. They went to the east wing where the vegetable garden was situated. There they saw a man in black t-shirt and trouser with black glass. He was with 2 German shepherds. Seeing Mu Liang and Mu Lan coming, those shepherds started barking and ran towards them. Mu Lan froze on the spot. She wasn't afraid but still cautious. First the shepherds jumped on Mu Liang and gave him some licking in his hands, and they gave their attention towards Mu Lan. When she saw them looking at her suspiciously, she drew closer to Mu Liang. Seeing her discomfort, Mu Liang hugged her waist and pulled her closer. Then he introduced her to them.
"Lan, they are Oscar and Lucy. They are husband and wife.
Recently Lucy gave birth to twins. The girl is called Lola and the boy is called No.
They are 1 month old. They came here today.
I sent them to Italy, my family house, when I heard Lucy was pregnant.
My grandma loves Lucy. They seem unfriendly first.
To make them friendly, you just have to kneel down, give them your sweetest smile and try to shake your hand with them." As Mu Liang instructed her, Mu Lan knelt down and smiled a bit. She extended out her right hand.
Growling, Oscar came between Lucy and her.
He seemed very protective towards his wife.
"Behave,"
Mu Liang warned him coldly. Hearing Master's warning, Oscar gave him a pity look, then smelled Mu Lan's hand. "She doesn't look unfriendly or a bad girl, unlike those shameless hags who tries to seduce my master," Oscar thought wise. Then he advanced his right leg to shake her hand.
"Ha, just because I'm shaking my leg with you, doesn't mean I trust you completely.
If you want to stay with Master, I don't mind, but stay out of my wife,"
Oscar scoffed. Mu Lan became very happy.
She also shook her hand with Lucy. When Mu Liang saw that they wouldn't be harmed to her anymore, he looked at the man who was walking to them. That man in black came closer and bowed to him. Mu Liang told Mu Lan, "He is Hugo Muller. From now on he is your personal bodyguard." Mu Lan was surprised.
"I don't need bodyguard," she protested.
Mu Liang smiled at her. "I don't have to remind you what Feng told you, do I?" Mu Lan remembered what Feng told her before he left.
She gulped. "No, you don't.
If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know. Report chapter so we can fix it as soon as possible.
Chapter 45. Chapter 45, Irrational Order.
As Mu Liang and Mu Lan were talking to each other,
they didn't see the reaction of the poor bodyguard beside them. Hugo Muller had been working under Mu Liang for 5 years. He never saw a woman except Mu Madams in this mansion, neither had he seen his boss taking so sweetly with others. Today he got to see not only his boss brought a woman, he was even talking with her sweetly, and for the first time in his life, he saw his boss was smiling so tenderly. Hugo Muller's jaw dropped to the ground. Is he really my boss? Or someone else is wearing boss's mask to fool me? He was truly confused. Maybe gods from heaven couldn't bear his pain. Finally they made Mu Liang and Mu Lan notice that someone else was with them. Mu Liang gave his attention towards his bodyguard and ignored poor Hugo's reaction. Mu Liang opened his mouth. She is Mu Lan, young mistress of the Mu household. From now on, you'll take care of her outside. Hearing same cold voice like before, Hugo was practically felt relieved. He realized that this was his boss. The shocking news was that his boss got himself a woman, and it didn't seem like a forced marriage. This woman seems quite graceful and less talkative. She is conscious of her surroundings. Last time, the girl which was chose by the elder was overbearing. The way I see it, looks like boss really dotes on her. Is she the girl he chased almost 3 years ago? Thinking about that, Hugo Muller bowed and said, "Yes, boss." Mu Lan looked at Mu Liang and asked excitedly, "Where are the puppies?" "I want to see the puppies." Seeing her glittering eyes, Mu Ling couldn't take his eyes off of her. His heart raced. He tried to calm him heart and told her, "Let Oscar and Lucy become your friend first. Then you might be able to play with their children." He smiled. Their beautiful moment was destroyed by a sudden phone call. Displeased, Mu Liang looked at his phone and saw the name of the caller. It was Louise Fontaine. He excused himself from Mu Lan and went further away from her and answered the call. "Yes." His answer was short. A girly voice waved through the cell phone, "Mr. Mu, I just got in the car you told me to. I'm heading towards your mansion. It will take 30 minutes. Okay." Again Mu Liang kept his reply short. Hugo Muller was now convinced that this was his real boss. Mu Liang looked at his beloved. "I'll head to work in 30 minutes. If you want to go somewhere, ask Hugo. He'll guide you anywhere you want to go." Then he dismissed himself from her and signaled Hugo to follow him. While they were walking, Mu Liang ordered him, "Don't let her go to the business area. Always stay close to her. Don't let your guard down. She has been a target of Chinese underground. Also, she is suffering from amnesia, so keep your curiosity to yourself. Don't even let a leaf touch her." Then he gave Hugo a cold look. Hugo Muller looked despondent. "Boss, your last order is quite irrational." But he didn't dare to utter a word. He understood that his boss took her very seriously, so he had to be attentive when he had to guard her. He was still curious why Chinese underground would target her, but he knew that his boss would never tell him, and this woman had amnesia. He wished that there would be someone to quench his thirst of curiosity. He thought of Second Master. However, he was in Switzerland. Hugo gave a deep sigh and went back to the vegetable garden where he had to guard Mu Lan. Underscore 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 underscore
underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore underscore.
Beloved readers, today I experienced what revolution is like. I don't know if you guys know the situation of Bangladesh or not. Today I was really scared to death. I'm proud of the students who started this revolution against our undisciplined government and law. They are not even 18 years old, but they made the traffic law for betterment in 2 days, which our police couldn't do in 47 years. However, I was shaken by the nasty works of the government. I'm glad that I reached home safely and soundly after 1 hour of tireless walk. I don't have anyone to express this aching feeling of mine, so I'm sharing with you guys. Hope you don't mind.